As soon as Lawrence joined the dealership, Ernie and Daniel recognized the value he could bring, not just as a salesman, but as someone who could guide and train their team. They immediately offered him a position as a training sales manager, a role that came with the responsibility of mentoring the team and reshaping the sales strategies. The first few weeks were a whirlwind. Lawrence immersed himself in understanding the intricacies of the business, from inventory management to customer relationship building. He began by organizing training sessions for the sales team, emphasizing the importance of genuine communication, listening to customers' needs, and providing tailored solutions. Under Lawrence's guidance, the sales team moved away from aggressive selling techniques to a more consultative approach. His first major initiative was to create a customer-first program. This program prioritized understanding customers' requirements, their financial situation, and their aspirations. Salespeople were trained to match cars to customers based on their genuine needs, rather than pushing the most expensive models. Within months, there was a palpable change in the dealership's atmosphere. Clients began to notice and appreciate the authentic and caring approach. Word of mouth spread, and soon the dealership was seeing record sales. However, Lawrence's influence was not limited to sales strategies alone. He also focused on streamlining operations. He introduced modern inventory management systems, digitized record keeping, and even initiated a partnership with local banks and credit unions to provide better financial solutions for customers. As the years rolled on, Lawrence's leadership became the backbone of the dealership. Ernie and Daniel, now in their twilight years, recognized that they had in Lawrence not just a dependable manager, but a potential successor. It was during one winter evening, the snow gently blanketing the world outside, when Ernie broached the topic over a cup of hot cocoa. "Lawrence," he began, "Daniel and I have been thinking. We've built this dealership from the ground up, and it's been our pride and joy. But there comes a time when one must pass on the torch. We believe you're the right person to take over when we retire." Lawrence, taken aback, took a moment to process what Ernie had just proposed. The weight of the responsibility was enormous, but he also recognized the trust Ernie and Daniel were placing in him. Over the next couple of years, Lawrence began to take on more responsibilities. He was no longer just the training sales manager, he was actively involved in decision-making, vendor relationships, and long-term business strategy. He introduced innovative marketing campaigns, expanded the dealership's online presence, and even opened a new branch in a neighboring town. When the day came for Ernie and Daniel to hang up their boots, the transition was seamless. Lawrence had already been running the show for a while, and the official handover was merely a formality. Under Lawrence's leadership, the dealership reached new heights. He expanded the business, opening multiple branches across the state. He also focused on giving back to the community, organizing charity drives, and sponsoring local events. The dealership was no longer just a place to buy cars, it was an integral part of the community. Despite the success and growth, Lawrence never forgot the core values that Ernie and Daniel had instilled in the business. He continued to emphasize the importance of genuine customer relationships, and the customer-first program remained the cornerstone of the dealership's sales strategy. Years later, as Lawrence sat in his plush office overlooking the sprawling dealership, he reflected on his journey. From an unsuspecting visitor to the proprietor of the state's most reputable car dealership, it had been an incredible odyssey. He remembered the fateful day when he had unknowingly sold his SUV, setting off a chain of events that changed the course of his life. He felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude towards Ernie and Daniel, who had recognized his potential and given him the opportunity to shine. He also felt immense pride in what he had achieved, not just in terms of business success, but in reshaping the very essence of car sales. In the end, Lawrence's story was not just about selling cars, it was about passion, trust, and the power of genuine relationships. And as he looked out of his window, he realized that his journey was far from over. There were still many more roads to travel, challenges to overcome, and dreams to achieve.